Choo, choo, choo. Meow.
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh! Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dr. Netflix.
Meow.
Yes, that's the podcast show, Dr. Netflix. You might recognize my voice. I'm Christian Alonso. I do the Slender Vlog reviews and also do the movie reviews on my YouTube channel, Comic Book Crisis at Ep.1. It should be Earth 1, but whatever. And that over there is my lovely girlfriend, Elisa. Elisa, please speak if you can. I don't know, you can. Can you? Can? She's giving me. I can't tell if it's a stink eye or you just give me like a very lovely look. I think I'm gonna skip right now.
So we're gonna review the movie Hot Flashes. Just give our opinion on what we think about it.
Who wanna go first? You or me? Well, let's talk about the movie.
Okay.
Uh, so it's about saving the rec center. Yay! Well,
It's
yeah.
a mobile, on the road mammogram
That was a
bus.
No, actually, I do kind of wonder about that. What's a mammogram?
It's the test where they squeeze the breasts together to check for breast cancer.
Oh, what, ain't that called a hospital?
Well, that was the point of it. It was on a bus. I guess to make it more accessible, it was a free service.
Oh, okay.
And that's why she was trying to save it,
Okay.
because it was charity work.
It's with Brooke Shields. The way she thought, like, oh, I'm gonna do this whole entire charity event thing is, I'm gonna have me and my old crew from the
Well, first of all, she lives in a small town, so that's important. So basketball is important in their little podunk town.
in Texas, which I'm gonna get to like one of the complaints about it. Well, it's not more of a complaint, more like I think it's
Was it
close.
in Texas?
Yes, it was in Texas, and apparently it's close to Waco. And I think to myself, like, wait, well, I'll get into a little bit, but continue. It's in a small town in Texas, close to Waco, and you're getting her little crew to play basketball. We got big over there. It's a very religious town, I guess. And yeah, and they need $250,000 in order to pay the thingy, and
To
yeah.
keep the bus going for another year. And it was her best friend's bus. When her best friend died, she did the paperwork to keep the charity going. And she didn't read the fine print. She didn't know she had to keep reapplying. So they were going to shut it down, so she felt guilty. And that's why she wanted to raise the money.
Okay, well, I can say you have a better memory of like the plot than I do.
Well,
Okay,
out of boredom, we kind of missed it in the beginning, and that's why we had to
yeah.
go back to find out why. So I actually paid attention.
Is that it?
Pretty much, it's obviously a very generic plot, but I thought the movie was pretty good. It wasn't the most memorable. It wasn't. I think the cast was more impressive than the actual movie itself, which is sad. But there were really good actors in there. All of the women on the basketball team were recognizable figures, you'd say, because you had Brooke Shields, Wanda Sykes, some lady from Kill Bill.
Dana Hanano. She was also was in Blade Runner. I forgot who she. I seen Blade Runner, but so long ago. But yeah, she was in Blade Runner, and also Eric Roberts, the husband dude. The only reason why I only recognize him because like, wait, is that the Master from Doctor Who with the Eighth Doctor? And like, yes, it was.
So yeah, the cast was pretty impressive. The movie wasn't as impressive. I think I liked it a little bit more being a woman because
Yeah, and I do being a woman. It was just wow.
but
Like,
it was something obviously like there was more to the movie than just the generic plot. It was also about women reaching that certain age and going through menopause and not being viewed as useful anymore because they're past their prime. And I know you're giving me that confused face, but it did have that in there even though you couldn't see it.
no. I okay. it's not like I didn't see it. The way I feel about it, it just feel more like you just kind of pass it off. That's why I feel like the entire movie, the little subplots like here and there, with I forgot.
I don't think the basketball game was the biggest part of the
No, I mean there was
movie though.
many subplots, and even with like the theme of the whole movie about like these women having like menopause, which I thought it was gonna be the whole main focus about it, and put some comedy hijinks into it. It just felt like everything else that like it just felt like well, I guess we're putting here is kind of throwaway, and that was it. Just like everything else. That's that's the way I just felt about it. The best example I could think of is Dana Harana, the blonde bitch from Kill Bill. Like, her entire subplot is like, oh well, she's a lesbian, but like she's a very closeted lesbian. Like, yeah, we're gonna put it here. Then like,
I wouldn't really call that much of a subplot. It was more like some type of information about her, but they didn't really delve into her personal life too much. The only person that they showed at home besides Brooke Shields, which she was the main character, was, I don't want to say this, it sounds offensive, but I don't know her name, the fat chick. She's the one that,
I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot her name too, and like,
but I don't know, I don't really know actors or actresses' names very well. I know very few, but
yeah, that was another one too, where like they really didn't delve into her thing too. It's like, oh,
they didn't delve into like really anybody. I think they delved into hers more than they did anyone else's because Wanda Sykes, that she's running for mayor and her husband died and she's trying to fill in his shoes and show that she's worthy. They could have done a lot more with that subplot because that was potentially interesting, and it is Wanda Sykes. People like seeing her on screen and she is funny,
was
which I
she?
thought she'd be funnier, but she wasn't.
She's funny.
Yes, she's funny.
When
She wasn't funny in this movie, but well,
when has she ever been funny?
that bitch is hilarious. Did Did you watch Monster in Law?
Yeah,
The
but I don't remember it.
Oh my god, wait. That one movie with Chris Rock, it's old. It's like where he died and then he got transferred into some old rich guy's body
I know what movie you're talking about. I just don't remember it.
and she was the maid and that shit was hilarious. Anyway, and her stand up is pretty good. She's funny. But she wasn't too funny in this movie. I was the way that and Netflix will do this all the time, or I don't know if it's Netflix or just the way that they categorize movies in general nowadays, but they'll put something in the comedy section that isn't really funny. It's just, it's more serious or more drama than it is funny. It's either that or it's the raunchy type funny, which if you're over 13 years old is not that funny anymore.
I guess it. Okay, another thing I just kind of just realized. It's not really more of a complaint. It's more like a thing I just kind of noticed throughout the whole movie. Where, see, I don't know more. I don't know much about Texas. The only thing I only know about, I even listened to a couple of podcasts that like people. There are people in Texas, and I hear things here and there. That's all I can go by. But at the same time, well, I was like watching the movie. Well, I mean, they probably are maybe that one town, that's one small town that's kind of religious, but at the same time, it's like, well, I can't tell if this is just being very stereotyped or not. That's the thing. I don't know if it was very stereotyped or
I didn't
not.
really get a big religious vibe off of it.
You did not.
No,
You,
no.
Pippa girl, like
There were there
that
were
was.
there were parts in it, but it wasn't overpowering. It wasn't like all about God. I mean, you had the one uppity bitch that, thought she was better, and the wife did go to church and it was a part of their community, but it wasn't the main. thing.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm just saying it just kind of like I'm not saying it was overpowered, but like it was very distinctive. It was there. At first, like okay, well they're in Texas, I guess. Until I see more like apparently there's a little more religious in this
I
Texas.
mean, obviously, this movie was very generic in itself. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary or anything that special. And I feel like they could have done a better job. I was a bit bored during the movie, except for, when it got a little bit more towards the end and you find out that the husband is cheating on her.
Poor Eric Roberts. Apparently he does all can play these villains. And even here, he
And
just play a very generic villain, very standoffish.
he was just a dick, and you could tell he didn't really care from the beginning, or like, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of get that vibe, but like, okay, well maybe they're gonna do something with him, but then it's just the whole thing where he kind of turns to a villain. I'm like, oh, man, Eric Roberts, why? I, that's why I get the money from. Are you gonna be a villain? I swear, why you play a cool villain like not the Master in the Eighth Doctor little TV movie, but that one cool villain in the Dark Knight. And he was in Dark Knight. I'm like, oh shit. Like I did remember him that he was in the Dark Knight. It just he was in that one role and he was actually kind of cool. Yeah, seriously, Eric Roberts, stop playing villains. Can you play a cool guy,
Anyway,
please?
yeah, anything else about the movie?
Yeah. Besides all the throwaway subplots here and there, like
But what did you like about the movie? Was there anything that you liked about the movie?
I want to say yes, but I can't really think of anything. The one thing, I gotta say, one side did like at the beginning they kind of made some sense. She was fine. Why don't we just do a fundraiser like
A bake sale?
yeah? It's like well, she has a point, and you can make the money enough around the 2 months you needed, and then like oh no, we could do this, yeah, but a bake sale sounds more like a promising thing than
But couldn't you say that's what women are expected to do of that age when they're old and useless and having hot flashes compared to, basically everyone underestimated them. And I know it's a movie, so of course, they're not going to be that bad. They're actually going to be really good and they're going to win in the end, but still,
I didn't got that throughout the whole movie. At the end,
you're
it's
not
like,
sophisticated.
well, no, it ain't
You
that.
don't understand.
I do
I
understand.
don't think you
I do
understand. You
understand. I
don't.
do. I do.
No.
Okay.
No.
See, the only reason why I said that it's because of this. The first game you can see that like they're all tired out, and you say like, okay, well, I kind of get that. But then like in the second game with the cheating and shit, well, what's the point of all this? Is okay. They want to prove that like oh they're not this or that, but they're fucking cheating. Not only that, the like Brooke Shields like she's out there cheating like playing against her own like daughter's team. It's like,
But it's for charity.
but she's
And
cheating for
it's
cheer.
friendly competition.
That's not friendly
Well,
company.
isn't it, honestly, it's more worth it. It was more worth it for them to cheat and to win.
No.
Yes. Okay, because if the
But what kind of
if the high school girls won,
example you're putting out there?
anyway. Let me
Oh,
hang on.
oh.
Well, can I finish?
Yes.
Can I finish
Yeah.
my point that I was
Yes.
trying to say? The way that they were doing this little tournament was they were gonna bet for themselves. So they put money into a pot, and took bets. So obviously everyone was gonna bet against them, and that's where they were gonna get their money from, that ticket sales and concession stand sales, stuff like that. So if the other team won, the high school girls won, they would get the money, or the people that bet against the older women would get the money. Whereas if they win, the money goes towards charity. that's what I'm saying. Is it right to cheat? Obviously not, but it's for a good cause.
See, we talk about a very gray area about all that, and even
But
then,
it's
she's
for a
not.
good cause, and they're not seriously. They weren't. It's not, like they were pumping themselves with steroids or like they were punching the girls or being overly violent or doing
Well, they.
anything.
I mean, not overly violent, but they were kind of violent.
Isn't it worse though that that
Even like
one?
one aside, just pull that fucking hair growth. Flah! She went to the.
I
That white girl
think
went to the ground pretty hard.
I think it was worse. That to me it was worse what that one girl said, accusing the lesbo of,
So yeah, like I'm not going to lie, that was.
because that's crossing the line. And obviously, she's an adult. The teenager is a teenager. She's a minor. So when she accuses something like that, and if people believe it, then, especially in a small town, there's bigger problems there. So that was more messed up.
That's one girl. What the rest ever done to them?
It's not about them, though. It's about keeping the charity going. It has nothing to do with these high school girls. It has to do with they have to beat them because they need the money to keep the mammogram bus going.
And I totally agree upon that, but I still.
If it were something that important, I would cheat. I would pull some little girl's hair, especially if they're fucking teenage snobs. I wouldn't care.
Well, how we
It'd
know
be worth it.
how we know all of them are teenage now?
All teenagers are arrogant,
Well, okay. I still don't think.
except for the depressed ones, but that's different. They don't play sports.
I still say that still kind of sets a bad example for like your daughter.
You do have a point there. Although her best friend that was sleeping with everyone else's boyfriend is probably a far worse example than them.
But that has nothing to do with the basketball game. That's nothing to do with the basketball game. That's her personal life. That's not my problem.
You're talking about examples here, so if you want to talk about saying an example, there you go.
But that's nothing to do with the basketball game. That's personal life.
And they were being creative. They weren't cheating.
They were totally cheating.
No.
They were doing fouls like left and right. They paid off
They
like
didn't pay
that.
off
Okay,
anyone.
they didn't. No, the one ref, the one like turn a
He
blind
was
eye.
just in favor of them, but he wasn't paid off.
He was with cake.
It was pie, and it had weed in it.
At any time, that's not being paying
But
off.
no, because that was the one chick was his friend.
It still sound like being paid off.
No, it's not being paid off. It's just having gratitude towards somebody and be like, this is a cool chick. I gotta help her out.
I guess. I'm trying to think more of the movie, and it's just like I said, it's just so bland. It
I have to agree. I know I enjoyed it a little bit more than you, but most of it was bland, and I just wanted to go to sleep and not even finish the movie. The only reason why I did was because I knew we were gonna discuss it, so I had to watch it. I felt obligated, but I think more towards the end it was more enjoyable, and I'm glad that it didn't focus. I'm glad it didn't focus only on the whole basketball thing because I'm not really a sports person and I don't really like sports movies. I think the best sports movie I've ever seen was probably, well, Between the Longest Yard and Waterboy, both with Adam Sandler, because both of those movies were hilarious. So I'm not really a sports person, and I'm glad that the segments with the basketball games were pretty quick, and it just focused more on them practicing, and gosh, I can barely even remember what
I
the
just
hell else the game was filled with. Her asshole husband, her ungrateful daughter.
I'm totally agreeing with all that. I still say import Eric Roberts. And also, you realize I'm the one like the one other blonde chick that was in there too. I just remembered like she was the voice of Hippolyta. And also, I did kind of saw her. I forgot her name. Oh, Virginia something. She's gonna be in a movie. I think it'll be a straight to DVD movie called Change of Heart. Sounds like a most corny ass movie. It looks like a very corny ass movie. It's gonna be a corny ass movie. I'm seeing that right now. It's going to be.
One day they're gonna have straight to Netflix movies.
I think I already did.
I'm sure.
That would have like a Netflix original movie called Short Game.
Hmm.
That's about it. I think also they may have like a. Oh yeah, they also have like a Netflix original like documentary.
You're
But
just going overboard now.
I heard like at least a Netflix like documentary that was like a nominee for Academy Award.
Netflix comes up with some pretty good stuff. The things that they create themselves, not everything they put on. Like this movie,
Can't play them with that. They just grab whatever they can. Can't blame Netflix for that.
yeah. So you want to rate this movie already?
Yeah. Do you want to go first or
Sure. So we have our own little rating system here because we try to be creative. So to us, a zero.
it's just don't waste your time. Just don't.
Yeah, don't watch it. A one is
Put put it on during when you're having sex, like to just muff out the sounds. There you go.
a two is watch while you're busy playing Candy Crush.
Or doing something else. Or mainly if Candy Crush is still like, gosh.
I just looked on the Google Play Store and it's still number one. Suck it.
Well, yeah, like this year. What was the last year too? But still, like,
We can change it. Okay. I'll still be playing Candy Crush.
well, you're not even playing Candy Crush anymore. You're playing some other like farm game that look like Candy Crush.
Yeah, it's made by the same people. Called Farm Heroes, I think. And when I run out of lives on that, I play Candy Crush.
Uh, well, we're losing track. Okay, number three is well, three is you should watch it, but it's not be like right away.
Yeah, it's more like a watch it when you have nothing else to watch or, when you're bored.
Four, you gotta watch it as soon as possible. Like it's that damn good. As soon as you can, you should watch it. She hit me with a brush. Uh, and then lastly, a 5 out of 5 is. But pretty much that's your Friday night movie or your Saturday night movie. It's like, we're gonna watch it right now.
That's the type of movie that you watch with popcorn, surround sound, and some candy.
No Candy Crush. So yeah, apparently, oh yeah, I'm going first.
You
Uh,
are?
well, am I
When did we decide this?
I don't know.
So
Well,
you said I'd go first.
okay, you go first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally confused.
Mm. Well, my rating obviously is going to be a little bit higher than his, which is, so I rate it, watch it when you're bored. If you have nothing else to do, pop this movie on. It's not half bad, not the best thing in the world. I would say it caters more to older women. They could probably relate more, but honestly, they could have done a lot more with the plot than what they did. And it lacked so much that if they would have put more detail, like more scenes with the other characters and delved deeper into them than just focusing on Brooke Shields, it probably would have been a lot more interesting than it was. It was a cute movie. I liked the ending, but it wasn't something that, you know, at first it just started off really slow and it didn't really get good until like more than halfway through, which is a long time,
That's it, or
I guess.
see my rating like I was thinking like either put it on during sex or put it on while you're doing something or playing Candy Crush, and it's I just gave it just put it on during sex. Yeah, that's how I felt like through it. It's really it's not the worst thing in the world I've seen. It's not even bad. It's just more like eh.
By next week, we'll completely have forgotten about this movie
Yeah, exactly.
because it wasn't that memorable, it wasn't that great, but I actually did enjoy it, so.
I was more like eh. It could have been worse. I think it could. What do you think?
It could have been better.
Yeah, that's true. Meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
That's our review. So yes, you can follow me on Twitter on glchris. I think it's 24 at Twitter. If anything, just search for my name. Just search for Christian Alonso.
That's
And
not a common name at all.
well, it isn't like
I think so.
I need to get better at that. I so need to. It is at G at is at Twitter at glchris20. I think it's 24. I want to say it's 20. You know what? It's 24. It's glchris24. If not, then I'm not gonna change. If anything, uh, hopefully the next episode, the next podcast that we do, the next review with you, I will mention the correct term. But as of right now, as I can think of, is glchris24 at Twitter. And also you can watch all my other reviews on my YouTube channel at Kambu Crisis at E1.
And remember to always like, subscribe, and share. And always put in your comments. You'll probably get a response because he has no life.
I do have a life. My life is just full of just watching, just it's either watching movies or watching Slender Vlogs or playing Pokemon Heart Gold, which I am absolutely enjoying it, loving the hell out of it. Second generation. So yeah, should I follow you?
Hmm.
Should I follow you? Just go on your Facebook and you just click on.
I'm unsearchable.
Just keep on emailing her or just mailing her at Facebook. She'll she'll try to find you. If not, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy a little banter. I still say that I won, and yeah, if not,
What do you win?
but I win. I did win you. Does that
You
count?
just lost me right now.
Damn it. uh, well, I, I win something. I don't know. And for those who want to know what we're gonna watch for next week, I do not know.
But stick with us, and we will try to always let you know what to watch and what not to watch on Netflix. Because there's a lot of crap there, and it's hard sorting through all this shit, but we're gonna do it.
Yes. Till then, enjoy.